with justice and right on my side. The Constitution was my shield against a society that would arbitrarily deny me my child. Like all courthouses, you're required to surrender your weapons before entering, and as such, my shield was administratively removed and justice denied. The oath I took was void when it applied to my rights based upon my gender and the value and the vague, archaic best interest of the child standard. The best interest standards strips fit parents of the most fundamental rights that we hold dear. It does so using bias and deceit. Society is apathetic to our plight. They blame us for the courts using the least restrictive evidentiary standards to remove our most precious treasures. In doing so, it perpetuates the cycle of negative effects on children: depression, scholastic failure, low self-esteem, incarceration, and substance abuse. The other speakers and I have tried to diligently educate the lawmakers in the shortcomings of the law. The best interest standard needs more definition as to what it means. Currently, its most influential aspects are gender bias and fraud. Nowhere in the law does it state that the starting point for such interests. If we are equal, as stated in the preamble to the Declaration of the Independence, then shouldn't we start that way? Kyle and I have helped draft and introduce House Bill 1554. This was, in my opinion, one of the strongest worded pieces of legislation with regards to parental rights. It defined the best interest as a rebuttable presumption of fitness and equal residential time. It raised the evidentiary standard to clear and convincing evidence. It required written opinion by courts if it was deviated from that. I once took a look at the beginning of my custody battle, and I had a lot of hurt and anger and pain at the very beginning. And at the very beginning, I blamed my ex for what I was going through. But I soon realized that what was happening to me was because it was allowed by the courts. It's the court's fault for what we go through because they don't hold the people accountable. It's the lawmakers' fault because the lawmakers will not reapply the law, reintroduce legislation that goes forward under the pretense of equality and fairness. This bill that we introduced has died, not because it was flawed, but because of the political partisan games played on the Hill. The Judiciary Chair refused to entertain any discussion on it. I understand she's being challenged, and I think she'll lose this year. There's a couple of advocates within this reform that have made it their life's goal to see that the Constitution is applied in all aspects of parental life, and that our rights as parents are upheld, because when you uphold our rights, you uphold the children's rights as well. Now, I belong to the Fathers' Rights Movement. I've been asked by multiple organizations to come over to parental rights, but I stayed because I think we need to have the conversation about the term father. Statistically, 80% of all custody cases have the father being reduced to 4 days a month and a visitor within the child's life. We need to have the conversation about what a father means now. We need to have the conversation about how important fathers are in their children's lives. That's why I stay with the Fathers' Rights Movement, and that's why I promote the idea. But we at the Fathers' Rights Movement are all about equality for fit parents, and that based upon your actions, you will be deemed unfit only after the evidence has been presented to the court. If you are an unfit parent, your actions will show it. If you are a fit parent, you're presumed to be that way. And I want to take this moment to tell everybody that's up on the Hill, well, they're not here because they're all doing their other things, but I'm making it known that we're coming for your offices. If you won't look to support our constitutional rights and uphold the oath that you swore when you took that office, then we're coming for your office. And your time is numbered, because we are a movement that is gaining traction and gaining steam on all aspects. Every organization that is promoting family reform, family court reform, is coming, and we will not be stopped. The path of destiny is those that are willing to take the initiative and sacrifice everything to achieve the greater good. Well, we are the path of destiny, and we are coming to make a difference in this world. Thank you very much.